Which video streaming app do you use? Netflix or Prime? I'm sure you have a clear favorite and a clear answer, but what's driving your user preference? Is it just habit that you started using one app and then you just stuck to it? Or is there something deeper driving your loyalty and stickiness to one app? I'm Saurabh, and today we're going to talk about Netflix and Prime's digital strategies and see who's crafting a winning strategy when it comes to digital experience. This digital experience showdown is going to feature 3 variables of comparison, which are going to cover everything from how you find something to watch to the viewing experience and everything in between. So let the battle begin. Round 1, let's talk about discoverability. Both Netflix and Prime have massive content libraries, and their job is to ensure that you stumble upon something you love to watch. So who's doing a better job of helping me find what I would like to watch? Let's look at Netflix first. When you land on the homepage, they have a set of pivots on the top, movies, TV shows, and a drop-down called categories that allows you to quickly filter between whether you want to watch a movie or you want to catch a TV show. And the categories drop-down essentially takes you to a long list of filters by language, by genre, etc. When you land on Prime, similar sets of pivots on the top. You have the movie pivot, you have the TV show pivot, and you have a live TV pivot also. But at the face of it, there is no categories pivot. So you tend to kind of miss where is that list of categories. But when you click inside movies or TV shows, then you do have the option to select through all the categories that they have and filter through that. So from a filters and pivot standpoint, I think both do a decent job. It's just that Netflix has the categories filter much more visible upfront. Now, as you scroll down and you look at the grid of thumbnails and the way it's arranged on both apps. So on Netflix, if you look at the thumbnail grid, the thumbnails are arranged in a portrait format, and in one fold, you can at least see 9 thumbnails clearly. On the Prime side, because the thumbnails are arranged in a landscape format, you can see about 3 thumbnails clearly and 5 partially. So I think if I just compared the visibility of imagery and thumbnails up front in a single fold, Netflix is showing you 3 times more thumbnails and visuals to attract your attention and to help you choose what you want to see compared to Prime. What Netflix is doing, what Prime doesn't have, is actually one section called New and Hot, which you can access from the bottom nav. And what this allows you to do is actually see what's coming soon, what everyone else is watching. And it's a great place for you to find all the new arrivals and the stuff that other people are watching. Prime doesn't really have an equivalent of this section, so Netflix actually does a better job of showcasing all of its new and upcoming content compared to Prime. Once you've chosen a thumbnail and you land on the show or the movie page, Netflix has the preview which starts playing at the top, and then a whole vertical scroll of episodes, and each episode has the thumbnail of the episode, the name of the episode, and a description. So quite descriptive when it comes to the landing page of an actual show. But on the Prime side of things, you essentially have a page which doesn't have actually no visuals at all. It's just a long list of the episode name and the episode number, nothing else. So if I was to just compare these 2 pages side by side, I would say that Netflix would draw me in much more than an Amazon to actually go in and watch a particular episode. Now, when I'm on the content detail page, one of the things that people tend to use a lot, especially when they're looking for content to watch, is something called More Like This. Essentially, what is the content related to the show details page that you're on? And this tab is right there, right next to the episodes tab on Netflix. On Prime, this feature is actually pretty hard to find. You have to scroll all the way down, and when the list of episodes end, there's a section called Customers Also Watched, which I feel that many people might actually miss seeing. Some of them might not even be aware that this exists. So to help people find related content, Netflix seems to be doing that slightly better. When you go to the search page, and let's say you've done browsing and you couldn't find anything, and now you're relying on search to actually help you find something, Netflix approach to the search page is essentially they land you on the search page and they give you some recommendations, and they also recommend some mobile games to you. I don't think it's a very systematic approach to the search page, whereas on the Prime side, you actually select your category first, like what genre, what language, etc., and then it lands you on a set of visual thumbnails that allows you to pick what you want to pick. Or you can, of course, type into the search pane itself. So just from the search page perspective, I think Amazon's approach is a little more systematic, allowing people to select a facet first before you let them choose the specific content itself. So from a discoverability standpoint, purely based on the way Netflix is organizing its thumbnails, the way the grid is, and that the fact that most people are probably just scrolling for content to watch, I think Netflix is edging Prime out on discoverability, though both are doing a lot to showcase their breadth and depth and the massive content libraries. But I would give this round to Netflix because it just feels easier and simpler, and from a scrolling standpoint, it allows me to find more things in each fold. Round 2, let's talk about a variable called immersion, which is really important for any video streaming platform. Essentially, which platform really creates a theater experience for you, where it's just you and the content and everything else disappears. It puts you in a state of flow and you lose complete track of time while you're watching it. So if you look at the Netflix side of things, when you actually click on a particular show and you're ready to watch it, the app completely transforms into a landscape mode viewing format, and that's the only format you can actually view it in. No matter how you turn the phone, the format of the view stays the same. And you can also use the lock feature for screen controls on the screen, so that no matter where your finger happens to touch the screen, it doesn't disrupt the viewing experience. On the Prime side of things, you can actually watch a content both in portrait mode and landscape mode, so a little bit less immersion, because I don't think it's very immersive to watch the content playing only on half the screen. And when you accidentally touch the screen with your finger, then there is an X-ray feature that keeps showing more details about the actor and the cast, etc., which can be quite irritating. I mean, it's useful the first time, and after that it quickly becomes a nuisance. So from an immersion standpoint, I think Netflix does a much better job of not distracting me while I'm viewing the content and creating a theater experience for me. Round 3, let's talk about something called content strategy. Both video streaming platforms obviously have a strategy around how are they compiling content, what type of content are they curating and bringing together in their platform. If you look at Netflix, once you subscribe to Netflix, whether it's your base plan or the higher plan, then everything in the app is open for you to access and view. But on the Prime side, you can be a Prime member, but then within the app, you'll start seeing some thumbnails have a lock icon on it. And actually, for the first few times, it's very confusing that if you're actually logged in, you're a member, why is some content not accessible to you? And if you spend a little bit of time looking at it, you'll realize that there is a subscription within a subscription strategy here that Prime is following, where within the Prime subscription, you can also subscribe to other content sources such as Discovery and Eros and Marvel, etc. So on the face of it, it's quite confusing that Prime is a content marketplace, and then you can also actually rent things which have just been released. But from a content accessibility perspective, I would say that it benefits the end user to have access to so many different content sources in the same place. However, they have to get the UX right of it so that it doesn't confuse people. When they see that subscription icon at the bottom nav and they expect to see a subscription plan, and they go there and they find that those are actual content that they don't have access to. It can be quite confusing, but I think as a strategy, it's a good strategy. So round 3, I would give Amazon the slight edge here. So 3 rounds are done. Let's look at the scorecard. Round 1, from a discoverability standpoint, Netflix was doing a better job because of the way it was organizing its thumbnails, and it was more scroll friendly. Clearly, from an immersion standpoint, Netflix is doing much, much better. But from a larger content strategy perspective, Amazon, I think, has a better plan about how to bring content from various sources onto the same platform. And not just that, allowing people to rent movies and to watch live TVs. I think there's a lot more there that people can access rather than Netflix. So it's 2 rounds to Netflix and 1 round to Amazon kind of score, 2-1. And from a user experience standpoint, I think this score validates the global kind of subscriber numbers for Netflix versus Prime. If you look at globally, Netflix has 100 million more subscribers than Amazon. In India, Netflix is trailing, and I feel that's largely a function of the price and the fact that Amazon is a bundled offering that comes with many other things rather than just the video streaming. But from a purely digital experience standpoint, I would say Netflix is ahead of the game right now, and only time will tell whether Netflix will capitalize on that strength of theirs and gain larger market share in India as well. So see you next time on Digital Experience Showdown.